I want to talk to you about something that happened recently to me. I got a phone call from a mother who had a 12-year-old daughter who was having issues with a rash in her face, and which was beginning to get her neck and beginning to spread. She wanted to know what to do. What can I do for this rash? So in speaking with her a little longer to determine how long ago the rash had been present, she said, well, it's been here for a week. And so I was trying to find out, well, what did your daughter eat a week ago? That's hard to remember, but try. Because obviously that is a reaction of the body trying to push something out through the skin. And it's doing it because the other eliminatory organs aren't working as they should. So obviously, my other question was, how does your daughter have her bowel movements? To which she immediately said, well, she can go 3 days without having bowel movements. Sometimes she doesn't remember if she had them or not. So number one, we already had an issue with the colon. That's why the skin was now trying to eliminate this. And speaking a little bit more with her, she said, well, the problem wasn't just a week ago. It was 3 weeks ago when she first had a rash, but it was not this one. It was a different kind, she was trying to tell me. So she was more concerned with the rash she was having now, because the one she had 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago was a very lighter rash. So had to talk to her a little bit more to get more information. And she said, well, about a month ago, she had this rash. And what we did was we took her to the doctor and they gave her some cortisone cream. And we put that on her and it kind of got better and started to go away. But then the next thing she developed was she was eliminating through her eyes matter. And so that was an infection that she was getting. And so the doctor put her on antibiotics for a week. And then after that, this other rash began. So the reason I'm sharing all this with you is because I want you to understand how sometimes the last symptom you're having is not necessarily the symptom that you want to focus on. You always almost have to backtrack with people as you talk to them, and you're trying to help them to see what is the best course of action to take. In this case, it was something that had happened to this child a month ago, obviously because of, as we were talking a little bit more, the mother mentioned that or I was asking the mother, was she exposed to anything in the air, any chemicals, anything that she would have eaten that would have been out of the ordinary? Obviously, it was something of that effect. It was something that had come in contact with the child, whether she ate it, whether she smelled it, whether she received it from a chemical or anything of the like. And the body tried to eliminate it. Because the other organs weren't working, it began to do it through the skin. The parent's reaction was, let's take her to the doctor. The doctor, because he wants to have a parent that is happy, gave her creams that would immediately stop the inflammatory process. That's what cortisone creams do. They stop this natural process that the body has of creating an inflammation to protect itself and to actually get rid of the toxins. It's just that we don't know that. Most people don't. And so you get scared and worried and you don't like to see your child or yourself with that rash. And so you immediately look for something that, take it away, take it away. And that's why the medical profession has actually given us what we asked for. They've given us something that will take it away. But in taking it away, remember that it's the immune system's response to something that has come into the body that's a toxin. And your immune system needs to expel it and is designed to do so. So it does it. It produces this rash to begin through the pores to eliminate this because it isn't going away any other way, because there is no other organ that's working appropriately to eliminate it that way. So now the skin begins to eliminate it, and now you stop this immune system response by putting on steroids or cortisone creams, which are the same. They stop the immune response. They stop the inflammatory response. They stop the hormones that actually make this reaction, which is supposed to be very beneficial. If you gave it time, your body would throw this all out and you could move along. But we hinder it, we stop it. And what we're doing is just delaying the detox because the body still understands it has to detox, and which is what was happening to this girl. So she had the rash, they stopped it with a cream. The body then used any other opening, in this case, the lacrimal ducts, to try to eliminate this problem that was happening to this girl. And it could have very well used any other opening in the body, the ears, vaginally. It could have been, it could have used any type of way to eliminate it. And so the mother got worried about this. Antibiotics were given, more toxins into the body. Then the body still hasn't been able to detox. And then so eventually when she got this other rash, which she was more concerned about, by then the body was really trying to eliminate more and more. And at that point, the doctor had already given no longer cortisone cream, but now steroids. So same thing, something stronger that will stop the body from doing this. So I was telling the mother, as you wean her off of steroid cream, the body will have a bigger reaction. You will have more of this rash, so be prepared for it. And I suggested that she consider things like Solvital, because one of the things that this product does is, because it has chlorophylls, it helps to clean the blood. And because it has adaptogen herbs, it helps the body to deal with the stressor it's having, which is huge, of this body trying to eliminate and constantly being stopped from doing so. So this is a very good product. It also activates the urinary system so that now you can eliminate toxins that way. It actually has herbs that address the liver. So now you can help the liver to detox, and instead of overburdening it with more medication and creams, which simply overburden the liver. So I asked the mother to consider 1 packet of this every day in water for the child. And I suggested that she take something that's anti-inflammatory. Don't stop the body from, and that's what Solflex PI is. I don't know if you can see it here well. There we go. What this does is you don't want to stop the inflammatory process. You want to understand that there's inflammation and you want to address it. And this is the way to address it. It actually helps with the body reaction that it's going to have of inflammation to actually bring it down, as it does is detoxing. So it doesn't interfere with the detoxing. And I suggested that she also consider omegas, because omegas are so important when there's itchiness in the skin and just this redness, which was accompanying the rash by this moment. So there were a couple of things that she could have considered and incorporated in her program, which she did choose to do. I'm not a fan of trying the body externally before you try it internally, but a lot of parents feel better knowing that they're putting some type of topical help for the skin. And here's a way to do it without affecting it negatively, without stopping the inflammatory process that the body is going to naturally do, because it is an immune response. So Solflex AC actually is an anti-inflammatory cream that does not stop the body's cleansing or detoxing. Doesn't overburden the liver, doesn't overburden the kidneys. It allows with everything to happen, because all that this has is plant extracts that address the reaction the body is having without hindering the body's elimination of toxins. So those were a couple of products that I mentioned to her. And the benefit of using natural products such as the ones I mentioned here versus cortisone creams and steroid creams is that the more you use cortisone and steroids, and there are people that stay on these long term because they're constantly fighting eczema, or they're constantly fighting rashes that they get, or dry hands, and so they've realized, oh, cortisone helps. Well, the problem with that is that long term, this is going to cause eventually cataracts. It's going to cause loss of calcium in the bones. So you're going to have issues with osteoporosis, or kids are going to fall and break bones easier. You know, you hear that more and more now. Kids are running around, they fall, oh, they broke something. Really? They're so strong. Their bones should be at that age. And it's happening. But that's because a lot of the times we've kept them with creams because they have rashes and we bait them and all this. Another negative effect is it creates more acid in your stomach when you're putting steroid creams or cortisone creams. And if you have more acid in your stomach, you're going to have more reflux issues, acid reflux. It elevates your blood sugar. So now you're creating the basis for the doctor to later on diagnose you with diabetes. So that's another reason why we want to avoid stopping an immune system reaction. Fluid retention, you're going to get fluid retention. You're going to stop your immune system from doing what it's supposed to do. And then if you stop it, it's going to create more issues because now you don't have that system defending you. More and more that you put this cream on your body, the cells become weaker. And so now it's easier for you to get bruised. You know, you'll notice that folks that depend on these creams are usually very easily bruised. And that's why, because the skin has become too sensitive because of this continuous use. So always look for alternatives. Even if in an emergency you do need steroids or cortisone for 1 or 2 days, always ask the doctor, because the doctor is willing to help you. He doesn't want, or she doesn't want, to necessarily keep you on these creams because they know that these are the side effects. So don't ask for a solution to eliminate the symptom, because the doctor will readily give it to you. And you are aware, and he or she is aware that there are side effects. But if you tell the doctor, I want to get off of this, I just want it for this today, for the emergency, but I don't want to stay on it, then they'll help you wean off it, because they are not interested in keeping you long-term on cortisone or steroids. So consider the natural alternatives. Soul Naturals has amazing products that will help you address this. And it doesn't have to be all the products I just mentioned, but that gave you an idea of what you can suggest. And so please, whoever gave you this video, feel free to ask them about these products and how you can get them.